little bit about your journey before you had joined ClinicGrower.
Sure. So I had started my practice at an interesting time, kind of right before the pandemic, and so it was a good trial by fire, so to speak. If we could survive that, we could kind of almost survive anything. But we got to a point where we kind of maxed out on what we thought we could accomplish with traditional grassroots or any kind of marketing that was to other physicians. And so we started looking at something online. ClinicGrower came to our attention and we looked into it. There are a lot of pluses of ClinicGrower compared to other, other avenues or other groups that may be doing certain things. For us, what I really liked about ClinicGrower is that they don't pick more than one partner within a certain geographic area. And I think that's key because it just builds a lot of trust. They have no reason to not want me to succeed or to want to favor someone else over me in any sort of way. Like, I don't have to have that in the back of my mind at all with ClinicGrower, because I know that they're only working with me in my area. Whatever leads or referrals or anything that's captured is 100% something that was meant for me in the first place, kind of thing. And then just the quality of the referrals are really good. We tried out other things and it was a very mixed bag. Whereas I feel like once the numbers of referrals started to increase, it was very important for us to allocate resources to the most relevant to what it is that we do. And I really like that ClinicGrower, the people answering the phones know what they're talking about. They're not call center du jour kind of things, where they really do know vascular very well. And as a result, they're able to screen these referrals so that by the time they get to us, they're filtered down to the most relevant to us. And so we can allocate resources more effectively that way.
So that's a great segue for my next question, resources. So for a practice that's looking at this program, they're asking themselves, does adding this new channel of patients make sense for us financially? They understand that it's going to be effort. Maybe talk a little bit about, yes, it is a time investment, but maybe talk a little bit more about the dividends that it's worth.
I don't even view it as an investment, to be honest, in the sense that it's kind of a no-brainer. Everything else, every other dollar spent in marketing doesn't go nearly as far as the dollar spent on the ClinicGrower, to the point where it became clear, not too long afterwards, that I should be expanding this to other offices and then just increasing the volume at the same time, which is also very nice to be able to do that. The ramp up to increasing that it's as easy as just picking up the phone and calling Brad. Whereas if I wanted to do that, say with traditional marketers or anything, it takes a tremendous amount of time and money, and I know because I did it the hard way, to train these people up to a standard where they can represent you at another doctor's office. And it's not something as easy as calling Brad up. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money. Whereas once I did my accounting and I realized where our most effective marketing dollars were spent, it was very easy to just ramp it up. They already have everything in place. It's just increasing inputs on one end and increasing the outputs on the other. So it has a lot of advantages for us in terms of scalability and speed.
Maybe speak to also just kind of the humbleness of how competitive that market is for you,
yes.
Hospitals, other private practices, because you are talking about scaling 3 practices in one of the biggest media markets in the United States. Maybe talk a little bit about, again, the advantages that provides to you.
I can't speak enough to that part, because we are really in a saturated market, and I know of so many of my own friends and colleagues who are in the same market or nearby markets, and they struggle with these issues because they're just bumping up into each other in the same little sandbox. And so to be able to have that edge, to be able to increase quality. I don't say foot traffic, I say quality foot traffic through the doors, really allows us to, save resources, expand, increase our footprint. It's kind of like a fire and forget kind of thing in certain ways, whereas if I were to try to do this with traditional marketing to other doctors, you're going to be competing against everyone else who's doing that same thing. Whereas with ClinicGrower, you don't really have that issue. It does increase that brand recognition, and it does it in a way that's a lot more targeted. A billboard is kind of like a gallon of paint you're just pouring over the whole place, whereas sometimes I want a fine pen to kind of just target exactly what I want to color. And so I really like that part. I'm not wasting all this paint on stuff that, eyeballs that don't need to see this.
Yeah. Awesome. So appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure. And if there's anything else I could do, please let me know. The fact that you only pick one in an area gives me the peace of mind to be able to do something like this. I'm not bringing on board my own competition kind of thing. So I honestly think that was like a masterstroke.
Awesome.
I've had other people like approach me for SEO kind of stuff, and my biggest fear is if it works, they're just going to go to the guy down the street and do the same thing, and I just shot myself in the foot kind of thing. So it is a huge benefit. Thank you, guys.
No, we appreciate that. All right.
Okay. Very cool.
That's it from my side.
All right. Very good. Have a good evening.
Rob.
My pleasure. Bye.